It's the year 2025, and who on earth hasn't already played the living heck out of the iconic Super Nintendo racer F-Zero? What's even left to be said about this classic? Well, F-Zero is undoubtedly one of the best launch titles ever for a new system, and was released on day one of the Super Nintendo's launch in 1991. In this video, we're going to look back at why it's considered by many to be one of the greatest retro games of all time, why it's still worth playing today, and how it influenced future generations of racing games that followed. So sit back and buckle up as we reminisce about the breakneck speed and sublime gameplay in this Retro Gaming Boss review of the original F-Zero. F-Zero introduced a futuristic racing experience set in a high-speed world of anti-gravity hovercraft racing. The game allows players to sprint across vibrant, twisting tracks at blistering speeds, offering an exhilarating gameplay experience that stood out amongst other racing titles at the time. This game pushed the Super Nintendo's hardware to its limits, delivering a racing experience that was lightning fast, with perfect gameplay and controls. It was absolutely brimming with innovation. At its core, F-Zero is an arcade-style racing game where players control one of four distinctive hovercrafts, each with unique attributes like speed, weight, and handling. F-Zero is a not-so-subtle wordplay on the popular car racing franchise F1, and features 15 challenging tracks, each filled with tight turns and different hazards. The key to success in F-Zero is to keep your speed up at a constant pace, maintain control, and prevent your craft from crashing out or falling behind. This is easier said than done, since your energy meter depletes with each collision, making it crucial to avoid crashes and stay on the track. What makes F-Zero so addictive is the rush of speed and smoothness of control. The game features a racing perspective that gives the player a sense of extreme velocity, and I mean extreme, as in hurtling down the track at over 400 kilometers an hour. I can't think of another game that ever conveyed the illusion of traveling quite so fast, at least in the 16-bit era. I just can't overstate how sensational the game's sense of speed was at the time, and still is. An interesting feature of the Super Nintendo is its hardware acceleration, rotation, and scaling of background layers that's termed Mode 7 graphics. This feature provides a smooth, pseudo-3D effect that makes the tracks appear to be bending and twisting beneath your craft while extending far into the horizon. This new technology was unseen in other early 90s consoles like the Sega Genesis, which had to mimic similar effects in its games using software, which never felt as fluid or fast. Don't get me wrong, the Genesis is an awesome console in its own right, but there's no dispute that the Mode 7 graphics seen in F-Zero set a new high-water mark at the time that made it a white-knuckle thrill ride from start to finish. Prior to F-Zero, I'd never played a console racing game whose controls were so tight and dialed in. While the game's responsive controls make it easy to navigate through the sharp turns and hair-raising jumps, the game's difficulty ramps up quickly, providing a challenge for even the most experienced players. Not many other games balance the fine line between frustration and fun, and maintain it so well throughout the experience. While the first few tracks serve as a warm-up, the later courses require sharp reflexes and precise control to even survive. And if you've played this classic, then you know just how great it feels to be 100% in the zone, having mastered the controls and effortlessly drifting around the corners using the left and right shoulder buttons. The soundtrack of F-Zero adds an energetic, adrenaline-pumping layer to the gameplay. The high-tempo synthesizer music perfectly complements the futuristic setting and high-speed races, keeping you immersed in the action. The sound effects, from the electric buzz of the hovercraft engines to the explosions when you crash into a ball of flames, are spot on and add even more intensity to the experience. Let's take a listen and feel the vibe. For variety, the game offers a choice of 4 playable vehicles, each with distinct characteristics that provide tons of replayability. Whether newbies choose to race in Captain Falcon's superbly balanced craft, the Blue Falcon, more experienced players take on the challenge of piloting the Fire Stingray, which boasts the fastest top speed but also the slowest acceleration. Each vehicle feels distinct and has its own sweet learning curve. When you enter that moment of becoming one with the craft and finally being able to maximize the strengths of each, it makes replaying the game so rewarding and a pure delight. On a personal note, back when this first came out, my kid brother was so addicted to this game, when we went on a family vacation, he actually brought our whole Super Nintendo setup along just so he could play this game the entire time. Having that thing set up and available in our hotel room all week was such a treat, and trust me, I was happy to join him. That carefree vacation will always hold a special memory of a simpler time and some happy days in life so long ago.
Excellent!
I guess as some of you might also have some great memories about this game too, so drop a comment about it below to share your thoughts. I'd love to hear about it. So to wrap things up, F-Zero's had an undeniable and long-lasting legacy, influencing the racing genre with its futuristic setting and high-speed gameplay. Its impact can be seen in the later F-Zero sequels exclusive to other Nintendo consoles, and is considered to be the spiritual forerunner of similar futuristic racing games, such as the amazing Wipeout series that were released years later. F-Zero's cutting-edge visuals, unforgettable sense of speed, and infinite replayability made it one of the most revered games of the 16-bit generation for good reason. So to those last 3 people remaining on Earth who haven't played this yet, this is a can't-miss experience, even though it's been well over 30 years since it first came out. For you and me who are lucky enough to experience the joy of playing this beauty back in the day, I ask, why not fire up the engines again for a quick nostalgia hit, and remind yourself just how good it was, and still is today? Whether you play it online or via emulation, or fortunate enough to still own the game on a functioning Super Nintendo, you'll be glad you did. If you like this game and video, then give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below about your favorite memories playing this Nintendo masterpiece. Also be sure to subscribe and support this channel so I can bring you more videos of your favorite retro games. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.